Man, it feels good to be back in the win column. Let's go Heels.
You don't want none.
What's going on, Tar Heel Nation? My name is Nathan. I am one half of your Heel Brothers, and welcome back, everyone, to the win column. It feels so good after so many weeks to get back in the win column. North Carolina getting the 41-14 win over the Virginia Cavaliers in a dominant fashion in the South's oldest rivalry. Dude, it was a great game. I enjoyed every single bit of the watch party that we did. If you guys watched that thing, you know we had a good time in there, had some fun, and man, saw Carolina put on a massive stomping on those Virginia Cavaliers. Man, I was not expecting what we ended up getting, and considering everything that's happened over the last couple of weeks, I was shocked to see this team come out as poised as they were. Man, everything that happened with Tylee Craft, the four-game losing streak coming in, having the funeral for Tylee this past Sunday down in Sumter. It just, I thought all the odds were stacked against Carolina, and they come out here and put out a awesome performance. Shout out really quickly to Virginia and Tony Elliott for wearing and honoring Tylee Craft, wearing the stickers on the back of their helmets, and also right before the game having a moment of silence for Tylee Craft. Mac Brown also talked about in his post-game interview that they had Tony Elliott had his team write some inspirational or motivational quotes or little snippets on pieces of paper to give to the team. So I thought that was really cool as well. Class act is Tony Elliott, and we absolutely appreciate them doing that. It's just above board, and I thought it was a great move by him. But man, North Carolina. What do we want to talk about first? Offense or defense? Let's hit the defense, man. This defense was absolutely out of its mind. 10 sacks, 12 TFLs today. 6 people had sacks before the end of the first half. Kamen Rucker, Bo Atkinson had himself a day. The big man, 12, Big Thor, as we like to call him over here, had himself a day. Des Evans, in my opinion, had 3 sacks. He got the one, but there was a couple of them that he got hit on with some holding that wasn't called. Well, the second one was called there towards the later half of the game. I thought Des Evans played well. I thought Amari Campbell played good. I thought the secondary looked poised back there. They didn't have Marcus Allen. He was out for this game, unfortunately, but I thought they did a really good job holding their own. Virginia only came away with about 156 yards passing from Calandria, 125 from Musket. Musket came in there late, got some run there towards the end, got that big touchdown pass there at the very end of the game for Musket. 281 yards passing. In theory, that doesn't sound like it was like Carolina did a good job, but seeing where a lot of those yards came later in the game when the game was out of hand, I can understand where it is. That number is not, yes, it's a high number, but it's not as daunting as we would like to think. So Jacoby Criswell went 19-31, 293 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. I thought he played a great game today. I thought he was really good in the pocket, had some great pocket awareness, got the ball out, and started to create some plays with his legs throughout the game. He didn't throw it to many people today at all, but he didn't really have to. He was really getting it. J.J. Jones had a great day, 129 yards on him on 5 receptions. Nate McCullum had some good catches right here. Amarian Hampton, John Copenhaver. Those were the 4 featured guys. And then later on in the game, Davion Goss, Chris Culliver, and Kobe Paysour, who was wearing Tylee Craft's number 13, got to get into the game as well and saw the football some too, man. Really proud of this offense. It continues to get better and better. And I know we was going to talk about defense first, but I started looking at the offense, and I was really proud of them because they're consistently getting better each and every week. Through all the changes that they've had, they've done really well. I thought the offensive line played really good at times. There were some times where I wish that they would play a little bit better, but hey, it's okay. They're getting better. You can definitely tell that they're starting to play better and better games, more complete games, and I think they're going to be better on moving forward as you go into Florida State next week. Then you get another bye there as well. So getting healthy on the offensive line has helped. Definitely helped in this game. Sampson was getting beat some today, so I'm curious to see how that continues to move forward. I think he will get better. He did call himself a project coming in. But I think he'll get better, and I think this offensive line is going to continue to get better each and every single week. Omari Hampton over 1,000 yards for this game, man. In the game, I think he ended up the game with 105 yards on 26 carries. Got himself over 1,000. Now he's trying to track down that 1,500 mark that he hit last year. Definitely a possibility that he could get there. It might be a little bit harder because I feel like the offensive line is having some issues blocking for the run. We'll see how this thing goes, especially next week will be a telling tale how they do. Florida State does have some athletes over there, but Omari Hampton handling his business, getting over 1,000. Jacoby Criswell with 27 yards rushing as well. Like I said, making plays with his feet as well at times, throwing on the run. I thought he did a really good job. He was clean, and Jacoby looks like a guy that I wish that we had back in the spring because the entire team, I think, would have played a whole lot differently. I think, now this is just me, perfect world, if Jacoby came back when Max came in, Jacoby would have been the starter no matter what. I just think that personally. He is a guy that he fits what North Carolina is wanting to do, and I love him to death, man. I think he's great. And for him to come in like he has and played with a little bit of time that he had, having to learn a new offense, I think he's done a really, really good job. But let's look over to this defense, dude. The defense today. I just want to read you guys this. Here we go. The defense. 62 total tackles, 44 solo tackles. I want to hit the tackles really quickly. Carolina was tackling today. Actually wrapping up, not this whole shoulder check nonsense, actually getting to whoever the ball carrier was, wrapping them up and bringing them down and not letting go. Like Caleb Koss had one kind of early in the game, or the running back had a chance to kind of break free for about 15 yards, and Caleb got him around the leg and just didn't let go. And eventually a couple other Tar Heels were able to come over and force the guy to the ground. Stuff like that is key. How many times have we missed tackles over the last 4 games where some of these non-tackles, these missed tackles have led to 30, 40-yard gains that has hurt North Carolina. It's ultimately led to a score of some sort. We've saw it consistently over the last almost 6 years now with Mac Brown, and now it seems like Carolina's starting to get some idea of how to tackle completely, consistently throughout a game. And that was a big thing for me is they had a great first half. Could they have a great second half? Could they put the full game together? And I felt like Carolina defensively, put the game together. It started with the tackling because I'm going to tell you something. Just watching and knowing a little bit of football that I do, if you can't tackle somebody, it really starts to get in your head here. Really starts to get in your head. And since Carolina was able to tackle 44 solo tackles, that's saying something right there. Stick Lane had 8 of those, by the way. And Stick Lane was on Malachi Fields, their top-tier receiver, for a good majority of this game. And I thought he held his own. He got beat on a couple of times. You kind of expect it considering how good Malachi Fields is. But Stick Lane did a good job. Kamen Rucker, 5 solos. Caleb Koss, 5 solos. Will Hardy had a good game. This is the first game I thought Will Hardy has had since that 2022 season when he came in the last half of the season and played really well. That he's had one of those types of games that we saw a couple of years ago. I thought he played a really good game today. Amari Campbell, 3 solos. Power, 3. Bo, 3. Huzzy, 2. Josh, 2. Trey Miller, 2. And then everybody else with 1. Ritzy, Hester, Cowan, Michael Short. I like what I'm seeing with Michael Short. Dez Evans as well. They got in there with some. All those guys had solo tackles. Every single one of them had solos today. And that's a huge thing for Carolina. For reference, Virginia had 77 total tackles with 20 total tackles. They had 77 total, but 29 solo. That's a pretty big number, pretty big difference there. Carolina also finished with 10 sacks, double-digit sacks for Carolina defensively. Dude, could you put that on your bingo card? They came into this game with 15 sacks on the season. They walked out with 25 sacks on the season. Could you have put that on your bingo card? Because I couldn't. Seeing this defense, I couldn't do that. There was no possible way. 12 TFLs getting in the backfield, also sniffing out some of the QB designed runs that they had, the RPOs when the quarterback would pull, staying poised and watching the football, got them some big time stops today. Carolina, I think this is what Jeff Collins was really trying to do when he came in. And we expected it right out of the gate, and we saw some snippets of it. But I believe this game right here is what Jeff Collins was trying to bring in and establish at North Carolina. And maybe we are now, like Mac Brown said in his post-game presser, this is starting to be what we're going to see for the rest of the season. This is a snippet of what we should expect going forward, which would be great. If that's the case, Carolina should win every single one of these games that they have remaining here. Florida State, Wake Forest, Boston College, and NC State, they should be able to win all of those games if they're going to consistently, play full team defense and offense, a complete team game, like they did for 4 straight quarters, and play a complete game. This is what I believe Carolina can do with this, man. I'm excited to see what Carolina continues to do defensively. I thought the defensive line played with an edge today. They played with poise. They played with a dog, a fight mentality that I have been begging for, and many of us Carolina fans have been begging for out of this team and out of this defensive line, a defensive line that we've had here for a few good years now. This is not a D-line that just got put together like the O-line. No, this D-line's been together for a little while, and we've been wanting to see that dog get kicked out of them and brought out in them, and I felt like it did today. So Carolina, in my opinion, they're sitting in a very, very good spot right now. They're coming. This is a high off of a win. Florida State, even though we don't know if they're going to be like 1-7, 1-8, coming out or coming into next week, we don't know yet. I know they're playing. I think they're starting to play right now, as a matter of fact, as I'm recording this. But doesn't matter. Florida State is still a team that has North Carolina's number. Can they consistently do this? Can they keep it up? Can they take it in? Can they start stacking these types of wins, these types of performances? Not saying you have to go out there and get 10 sacks every game. Now, if you can, by God, I'm not gonna whiff at it. That's for daggone sure. I'll be happy with that. 10 sacks, holy cow. I want to see Carolina consistently play with that same type of fight and dog in them for a complete game each and every one of these games from here on out. That's what I want to see. If Carolina can do that, not only are they going bowling, I think that it depends on who they get matched up with. I think they could win out the rest of the season. I really, really do. And if that happens, boy, we've got some conversations to have, don't we? Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Tell me what you guys think down there in the comments below about this game. How do you feel about it? What's your thoughts? Tell me what you think Carolina can do moving forward. And I think that we've got some conversations to be having here. And I'm very excited to see Mac Brown's press conference on Monday. I think and that and Jeff Collins. I'm really excited to see what Jeff Collins does and see what he has to say on Monday. So it's good to see this. I'm glad they got this win for Ty Lee. Ty Lee strong forever. And man, I'm just pumped, dude. I'm really, really pumped. I'm not gonna lie. I'll finish this video up by saying this. If you look at the videos that we have been posting over the last couple of weeks since the last game, there's only been 2, and those 2 have been the scouting report and the one about the basketball game. I had honestly lost all complete faith in this team. I really did. Not only after the Georgia Tech game, I didn't want to post anything because of Ty Lee Craft, and I didn't think it was right, considering I didn't know anything that was going on there, and now knowing what I know going into that game, I felt like it was no need to. I can't get mad at them today. But on the back end, I completely lost faith in this team, and I'm not saying it's fully restored, but they kind of gave me a little slap in the face today in a good way, and saying, "Hey, dude, don't quit on us just yet. Don't do it." And they're doing that to not only me, but this fan base as well. So we can't quit. We need to continue to show up in the stadium. That's what we need to do. By the God, you know what? We're going to make a video on this. We're going to do a video on this. So stay tuned to the Hill Brothers for more videos, more Carolina content coming forward. Got some North Carolina basketball coming up as well. It's going to be fun. Really excited about this team today. Really, really excited, and hoping that they can take this and continue to stack, because if they do, there's not a game on this schedule left that they cannot go win. Not a game that they cannot go win. So let's go get it. Let's go get 4 more dubs. Why not? Let's do it. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here. And as always, go Heels.